In this video, we're talking about what is a PMS or property management software and why you need one in your Airbnb business. So stay tuned. Vacation Rental Machine helps hosts just like you learn how to start, grow, and scale your short-term rental business. This show is all about creating systems that help you automate your business, giving you more time and money freedom. If you're ready to start living the vacation rental life, then subscribe to this podcast today. Come and join us on our Facebook group, The Host Nation, where we'll be talking about starting, automating, and scaling a short-term rental business. Now, on to the show. Hey, welcome back, Host Nation, to another episode of Vacation Rental Machine. I'm Julian Sage with my good friend, John Bell. And in this episode, we're talking about PMS, property management system or software. It kind of gets thrown around interchangeably. What is it? Whenever you're in the Facebook groups or online, someone says, oh, you need a PMS, try out this PMS. You're thinking PMS, post-menstrual. I don't know what it is that they're talking about. What they're specifically talking about is a management software for your business, how you're able to connect to the software. We're going to be talking about the different types of softwares, what it is, why you need it, and how it can really help your business. We're going to be talking about some different levels or some different use cases that you might use it. So John, maybe to start, what is a PMS to you, and when is a good time for a host to start using it?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, property management software or system, that's what a PMS is. But what does it do for you? It helps you organize your calendar. And if you guys are just used to Airbnb, you might think that's all you need. It's just the Airbnb calendar. But when you want to start throwing some complex things at your business, like incorporating multiple platforms, you don't want to necessarily just rely on iCal links back and forth and trying to connect this one system to the next system. What happens if something fails and now you're double booked, or worse, you're triple booked? Those are scenarios you don't want. A PMS helps you not do that. A good PMS definitely makes sure that you don't do that at all, because it's working all the time. There are plenty of PMSs out there, and yes, it's software, so sometimes mistakes happen, but you want to pick one of the reliable ones, and we have a couple recommendations for you, but we'll get to it at the end of the show.
Got it. So if I am just listing on Airbnb, do I need a PMS, John?
You don't need a PMS specifically for that reason, but you might be interested in having your own direct booking website, which a PMS can deliver for you. Most PMSs come with some type of direct booking template to where you could actually list on Airbnb and have your own .com address or .co or whatever you want for your web space name, but it can provide that for you.
Got it. So PMS so far is managing calendars. If I want to get a direct booking website and be able to send people to be able to book directly with me, is there any other big features that you see PMS being able to provide?
Oh, absolutely. A PMS has integrations. Integrations with the PMS can do things as simple as, hey, let's just link pricing and push it out to all the other platforms. Whether that's Airbnb, whether that's your direct booking, maybe it's VRBO, it can push the pricing all the way through. You might be able to add in special features like maybe a guest book or something like that can automatically just send with the guest name and the details that they need for the booking. But then you also might want to connect it to maybe a automation system like what I use for my locks. And that comes through an integration through the PMS. I just have to hit the on switch and I'm pretty much connected to the other software's back end. And my guest check-in process is pretty much automated, and they can just use the codes that's sent to them through the PMS. PMSs are almost like the central hub for your business. They can do a lot of things for you just through some of the integrations and the automations. They can help you out by not booking. There's so much there. It's a really important key that you definitely want to start to look towards, especially if you have the idea that you want to grow this business. It's not just you have one property and you got it listed on Airbnb. You're fine without it. But when you want to start either booking external from Airbnb, or you want to think about possibly getting more units, or you want to simplify your management of the units, that's when you start to really seek out a PMS.
Got it. And I know a lot of people are interested in co-hosting, John, and co-hosting, for those of you that don't know, we'll include a link down below where you can learn some more about it. But essentially, it's where you're managing other people's properties, and then able to help them market their properties, manage their properties, all these other things. So definitely check out that video if you want a lot more detail on that. But for co-hosting properties, should a co-host be using a PMS, or can you just manage their listings on their different, like on Airbnb and Verbo, or should a co-host be using a PMS if they're just starting off?
They should. It makes things a lot more easier, especially when you have multiple accounts you might be trying to connect to. So, for instance, if you're running through somebody else's account, maybe you have their login or you're just a co-host on their system, you can attach their login and things to your PMS and be able to kind of operate and see things again from one central hub. And you can do that with scale. So if you had not necessarily just one, but maybe you had 50 clients with 50 different properties, you can see it all in one dashboard and do a lot of the management there. Most PMSs nowadays do have some type of integrated or unified inbox. So you might be able to even message back from that one central location. So it's a good spot for co-host. It also might be a good spot if you have VAs or you're thinking about expanding to VAs. So they have one central place to kind of go to and respond to messages.
So John, my mother, she is hosting and she's on Airbnb. She wants to be able to market on other platforms and maybe using a channel manager, which is another tool that we will be talking about in another episode dedicated to that. But she might want to be able to market on multiple platforms. But my mom, she's not an IT. She's not maybe the super techiest person in the world, but she's hosting. Airbnb is very easy for her. For people that don't have maybe a lot of technology experience, is a PMS maybe, is it a lot of work? Do you have to be very technical? Is it confusing? Because Airbnb it makes things so easy. When you start thinking about implementing some type of other software, that's where maybe for most people, they start to get a little intimidated.
It could be a little difficult. It is a new piece of software. It's just like, getting the latest phone update on your phone, and now they move some things around. Might take you a little while to get used to where things are, but in most cases, they're not too complicated. The most complicating part about a PMS is really about onboarding. That means starting or getting everything listed inside of the PMS, which is really about the heaviest lift. But again, PMSs are software. So they sometimes break. They sometimes have glitches. Sometimes the booking channel that they're actually connecting to might change some of the rules in their APIs and cause things to break. And you might have to message and say, hey, this doesn't work anymore. And they say, hey, we didn't know. Used to, let's figure out why. That might end up making you switch PMSs. So is there one PMS that you actually can just stay with forever? I would probably never sign on and say there's one that you can get and just 100% be fine with. You're probably going to end up moving. So you gotta get comfortable with just some of the technology. Some of them are very phone friendly, like your porter was. Some of them are more desktop driven, but they're great tools. Some of them can't do everything that you need to do, but it might do one or two things very well. So because it's software, you're probably going to end up moving around just a bit. So you got to understand at least how they work. Once you get on a PMS, you'll start to understand how it's connected, how it starts to just show you reports. Sometimes when you're a co-host, you just want to show that your hosts are making money, and you need a reporting system that's easy, that has the information. One place might have it as 1 click, another place might have it as 10 clicks, but at the end of the day, you can still get the data. So take the time, run through demos, ask the PMS provider if they have assistance for you onboarding, and that will take away some of the headache that you might experience by moving over to a PMS.
Got it. Now, the big question that everybody has, John, is, what PMS are you currently using in your business? Which one should I be using in my business?
All right, guys. So probably the last time you listened to this, we were talking about Logify. Logify is a great PMS. They do a couple things very well, but they're not really specific to a couple different things. If you're really looking to co-host and co-host multiple people's property, Logify isn't the solution for that. Logify is great at giving you a very attractive website kind of out of the gate with like little development, no coding. You don't need to go to WordPress or try to use Wix and connect these things. It's just easy enough to just say, I want this template, I want to put these words, and things work. That's still a good system if your business is not including of other people's properties as far as co-hosting goes. Of course, we're talking about rental arbitrage. That's fine as long as it's under the 1 or 2 profiles. If you're going to do co-hosting for other people and you want to have multiple profiles connected at one time, you're going to want to go to a different PMS. Right now, I am using Hostfully. Hostfully seems to be the best tool for integration points, as they have looked to not do everything themselves. They just integrate with bigger players that actually have done well in certain niches. So, for instance, management of our locks, they had a direct connection with one of the providers, and all I had to do was turn it on. And I've done that with multiple different things. They actually look to make partnerships with great other providers of other pieces of software. So I find that it's actually the best solution for me right now. And it's definitely going to be the best solution for you guys in this current moment.
Got it. But just a little disclaimer with that, Hostfully, it's one of those tools. And for Logify, this video could become outdated. We'll probably have to make a new video every once in a while, just kind of saying, hey, what are the different tools? Because they're always changing. We're always keeping tabs on what updates are coming out and how they're modifying. So no discredit to Logify. Logify is a great tool. We'll include some links down below where you can check them out. Hostfully, great tool. But is Hostfully really for everybody, John? Should everybody just be using Hostfully, or what about all the other PMSs out there? Which PMS would you recommend to someone that's maybe just starting out?
You know what? The best advice I could really give you is just to do a Google search for PMS and go on demos. Take a look. Sit the hour and a half that it takes to kind of go through the demos themselves, but have in your mind the type of business that you want to run, and just take a look and see, can it do everything that you need it to do? There's so many providers out there. To some of our select group of people, we recommended Home Time for the people that were starting out. And that's proved good for those people that are just in that situation starting out. But when they look to scale and add different things, they sometimes have to navigate towards something else. So you almost have to have, hey, this is where I am currently. This is where I want to go. This is how my business is going to operate. And you got to sit, you got to listen. Does it look appealing? Does it look easy to use? There's so much stuff out there. There's some hotel stuff that has now kind of come over to the PMS side. And I can tell you this, it doesn't look pretty, but it can definitely do the job because it's been doing it for years the old way. So of course, handling just one property and all the scheduling and things, it can definitely do it, but it doesn't look great. But maybe it doesn't need to look great for you.
Got it. And that's why we're kind of making this video, just to not say that this is the one all end all be all PMS that you should be using. Again, not everybody is probably best suited for Hostfully. Maybe depending on what your strategy is, what you're looking for from a PMS, we can't tell you what you definitely should get because we don't know your specific business and what you are looking for. But just to name off a few different PMSs just off the top of the head, you've got like Your Porter, very mobile friendly. You've got OwnerRez, Guesty, which is kind of like an all-in-one, Logify. We said Hostfully, Zivu. I know that there's a few others out there, but we'll actually probably be including a link down below where we're actually going to be creating a repository of all the different types of PMSs that we know, and just a little info on each one so you can kind of get a feel. If we've made a demo, we'll include a demo on that site. By the time this video comes out, maybe that blog post is there, maybe it isn't. Just check below, and we'll make sure that we do come out with that blog content for you guys to be able to check that out. But question of the day: what PMS are you using? Are you even using one right now? We'd love to know in the comment section down below. And until next time, Host Nation, keep on hosting.
Hey, Host Nation, would you like to work directly with Julian and I to help you start and scale your own short-term rental business? Go to shorttermsage.com/coaching to attend our step-by-step training and learn how we can work together. Looking forward to talking to you soon.
Hope you hosts found value in this episode. If you did, please go on over to iTunes and leave us a review, as that would greatly support the show. If you'd like to connect with John, the community, and I, then go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation. Talk to you hosts in the next episode. Keep on hosting.